This happened to me about 10 years ago. I had just moved into this house, and the previous owner had installed a brand new aluminum downspout. It shone bright, and when it rained, I noticed that every single gallon of his runoff was now my problem. So I went, and I confronted Carl. He just grinned at me and he said, "Easiest route, man. Your slope drains better than mine. Free irrigation." But as I watched my garage motor short out and concrete crack from the water damage, I knew I had to take action. I called the city inspectors. They told me that it would be 6 weeks before they could do anything about it. Meanwhile, storms kept hammering my yard, turning it into a literal swamp. My car tires were sinking in the puddles. I was knee-deep in water trying to dig trenches, and Carl just laughed at me and said, "You're wasting your time, man. The water's not going anywhere else." And he was right. It was going nowhere else until I sent it home. You see, I had a trick up my sleeve. A buddy of mine was a construction project manager, and he taught me that water always finds its lowest point. So I figured I'd force the water's path. I rented a compactor, and I had 2 yards of clay fill delivered, and I made a subtle little ridge, a berm across my driveway, forcing every drop of water from the sky to race down the street and disappear into a French drain that was buried deep in his flower beds. The very next storm came hard and fast. I watched from my porch as Carl smiled ear to ear, turned on his sprinkler system, and watched the water spew from his brand new aluminum spout until it vanished underground in my yard 10 minutes later. His tulips drowned. 30 minutes later, my yard was a pond, and his sump pump was screaming under pressure. I just kept watching as Carl bailed water with buckets and shoveled dirt, furiously cursing me under his breath. When the inspector finally arrived with his clipboard in hand, it was Carl who got cited for the illegal rerouting of the stormwater drain violation. He ended up paying thousands of dollars to fix his system, and he sold his house bitter a year later. And I still park in a dry driveway, smiling at the lesson arrogance always floods back where it begins. Thank you.